Indiana Jones, Indiana Jones, Indiana Jones. It's a podcast about Indiana Jones. Every movie, 1 minute at a time. The Indiana Jones Minute.
I'm sweating.
Just to be, we're having a little birthday celebration for Tommy.
Oh, this
here.
is glorious! I'm wearing my birthday hat. I got a mouthful of cake. I'm already crying because all my presents are broken.
Thank God you didn't say your birthday suit.
Yeah, I am in my
later.
birthday suit, sans pants.
Thanks.
Wow,
I also like
thank you guys.
We have 2 surprise guests, and Tom had no idea how many surprise guests we might have. And after he saw 2, he immediately clicked record so nobody else could join.
Wait, is that true? Oh, are there more people coming on?
No, actually no.
Good. Well, screw them anyway.
You're like, get this show on the road.
They're really, oh, geez, I didn't want to miss any of the gold. This is all gold.
Happy birthday there, Tommy.
Aw, thanks.
Happy birthday.
Aw,
Happy birthday, honey bunch.
Aw, thanks, Snooky Lumps.
I'm going to embarrass you in front of your little friends.
Quit looking at me. Looking at me with actual...
Oh, Mrs. Stevenson Taylor. Don't be so weird.
You do go on.
How does it feel the last days of your 40s?
It feels about right. I'm in the basement talking to a bunch of goofballs. And yeah,
Perfect.
This is exactly perfect. And I
Yeah.
suspect that tomorrow will be very similar.
Yes.
Wow.
Hold on. There's a third guest who would like to chime in real quick.
Is it Bob Hope?
Happy birthday.
Oh, thanks, Sammy T. Aw.
Hey, Sam.
That's all you get.
You must have
Okay.
slipped him at least $20 to get him to do even that.
No, I didn't.
Can we get a Jerry
It was
impersonation?
just the big event.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Ask him if
Jerry
he can do the
impression.
Jerry thing.
You need to do the Jerry
The gross thing
impersonation.
where he kind of half swallows.
Impersonation. Wait, one moment. One moment. What we're stand by.
This is going to be an editing nightmare.
Beautiful.
There you go.
Am I that cartoonish about it?
You honestly,
Yeah.
I love you to death, but you're very cartoonish. Yeah, you got like weird little sound effects happening as you walk down the street, and there's like
Yeah.
background music, and there's like a little cloud of dust, and yeah, little squiggles over your head. The whole thing. And I wouldn't have it any other way.
Yeah.
Yes, as you all listen to this, I will have turned 50 years old, which isn't a big deal to a lot of you listening, but is a huge deal and just kind of alienating to a lot of you, I would think. Like, oh my God. This guy's
Wait,
50?
you're only 50?
Somebody get this
Yeah.
guy a rocking chair and a shawl.
I know, really.
I
Yeah.
know.
I thought you
Where's
were
my
turning
Labrador
60.
Retriever
What's
and my
going on?
pipe?
Wait, now we do have a few guests who have crossed the 50 Rubicon on today's show, right? Jody.
Hello, what? Hello.
Is life is life different after 50? Like, was there something that happened to you?
It was so long ago I've forgotten.
Joe.
You just keep thinking about it over and over and over.
This feels like it should mean something.
How am I 50? Wait a sec. What?
It is a mind blank. I'm keeping
Yeah.
it real.
Oh, I
I'm keeping
appreciate
it-
that.
Yeah, nobody has to bleep that.
See? That would have been
Less
extra work
work.
for your poor husband, who you don't get to see because he's editing shows all day. Wow. I don't even want to thank everybody now. We're supposed to thank our patrons and everything. Who cares about those? No, we love these dopes. They're fantastic dopes who help support the show, and they're here to listen to us talk about more Star Wars stuff. But Joe and Jody, will you please hang out with us while we do this? This is the funnest part of the show, where we just kind of riff, we hang out. Everybody's got goofball Patreon names and everything, and it's going to be fun.
That'd be great.
You're going to be
I would love to.
part of the magic.
Does
I'm so
does
glad you guys are here.
does the listening audience know who we are? I
Yeah,
think
that's
they
a
know who
very-
I
Oh,
might
they probably
be. But
use context clues. Yeah, Jody is my wife. I
That's
tricked her
me.
into marrying me. I don't know,
Drat.
17, 18 years ago. Yeah,
long
she's
time
still
ago.
getting over that. Yeah. And Joe, the other voice you hear is Joe Spaley, our old pal, who really, all things considered, should have been the third co-host of the show instead of Pete, but it just didn't work out that way. And it was Pete's idea.
Wrong place at the right time, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
I'd say right place at the right time. I think.
Yeah,
he's
really.
Like,
You dodged a bullet.
I would
You're
trade
welcome.
places in a heartbeat.
Now, Joe and Jerry and I were pals at what we call Tommy Creepy Camp up in Michigan, and bonds were forged.
Yeah,
over the years.
that was, I think,
Many
it was
moons
like,
ago.
Oh yeah,
yeah, 1984 was sort of that magic year.
yeah.
Yep.
So there
Yep.
it is.
I got to post that picture of the three of us with the knee-high socks, where we're at our absolute
yeah.
hottest.
Oh, that's
Such
right.
studs. Yeah.
Yes. When are
No
they bringing
stopping.
back the knee socks? I still think that should come back.
I might be wearing knee socks right now. I gotta check. Hang on. Oh, not quite. They're only like thigh high or something.
We have to
Shin
wait
high.
for your birthday.
Oh yeah, wait a minute. Oh my god.
Pretty soon they become stockings.
Yeah, with garters.
Not if they have big color stripes at the top.
Yeah, alternating red and blue. That was
Right.
that was my jam.
Did you all have wristbands as well? The absorbent wristbands for all of your sweat that was running down your arms?
I was not nearly athletic enough for that. I didn't have an excuse enough for that.
I had wristbands and I got them, and it was like, I'm going to take the plunge, and it felt great it's one of those classic things. It felt great when I bought them, and then I didn't really have the occasion to wear them because we didn't wear them for sports.
Well, you played
If you
tennis.
bought wristband, yeah, but I didn't wear it. I played sports, but wristbands had nothing to do with it. Wristbands were like a power, fashion statement.
Yeah.
And
I guess.
I put them on, and it just, I didn't think I could pull it off.
Mm.
Yeah.
There were no Bjorn Borg or anything.
I just didn't think I could pull it off. I just didn't it's
You
just
should
that
try
tough
now.
moment.
Yeah. It's not too late. You're not
And I
50
bet they
yet.
come with matching headbands too.
Yeah. You're going to be so hot. It's going to be awesome.
With your knee socks and headbands. And
What was the deal with those rope bracelets? You would buy them and put them on, and then you would usually get them wet or something, and they would shrink to your wrist, and you'd never be able to cut them off. You know what I'm talking about? It was like that
Yeah, of
braided
course.
rope.
you would
Yes.
make those.
Well, that's weird.
Yeah.
Well, no, there's like the friendship things. We would make friendship bracelets for each other at camp. Remember, guys? Well, like it was like a
I don't
thick.
remember
It was
that.
like a nautical rope around your wrist, and it would cut off your circulation. And the cool kids had them.
Yeah, that meant
Oh,
that
yeah, that's right.
you went to a public school.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And you were
Or
about to
worked
get
at
beaten up.
boating.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Right, you
Or-
worked at boating, and
You were a
better than
lifeguard.
others.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and you knew a lot more than I did about carnality.
You had a smear of zinc oxide on your nose, and you were looking awesome.
I picture the three of you like showing up, and Jerry's like, "Father, please have Jensen bring the sweatbands." Getting ready to get on the yacht. And then... That was all the sport. wasn't it?
Totally, and they're all wearing their blue blazers.
Yeah.
Yeah. My wife cannot get her head around blue blazers.
I'm from the Midwest. I don't understand nautical wear.
I don't, I'll say, and Jody, also being a fellow Midwesterner, I don't understand. Like, if you wear a blazer, what does a blazer do? Like, if you wear a blazer and khaki pants,
It
For
serves
some
the same function as a sport coat,
but it's
but
not
for some
as
reason it's
nice
a very
as-
specific combination.
Yes, it's not as nice as a suit.
Right.
It's like a suit degraded or demoted.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of a grown-up version of a prep school kid, of a private school kid.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Hey, I wore this at school, and I'm going to keep it going. I'll take the crest off the breast pocket or whatever.
Which is more formal, a blazer or a sports coat?
You got
Gosh,
me.
I don't know. That's
I
a
don't
really
know.
good question.
This is
Actually,
the
is there
wrong
a
crowd for
difference?
that.
I would think a blazer.
Yeah.
Fancy.
Do a
Fancier?
lot of
I'm going to
editing,
choose
and
to
I always
believe
use
Joe.
Sports coat for the casual sport.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know if I'm right or not, but
I guess if you're wearing the blazer, there's a better chance that you are uniform with other people at the function you're at. So it looks even more,
Yeah.
scary.
I think
Like,
the
you're not
blazer
supposed
Or
to be there.
snazzy.
Anybody who's not
Yeah.
wearing the blazer is going to get really, intimidated and want to leave.
gonna get a swirly.
Right.
I think the blazer is a type of sport coat.
Okay.
Yeah.
That could be.
That's what I said, isn't it?
Yeah.
Does
Yeah.
it always have a logo or a crest, or is
Only if you go to like Catholic school or something. Wait, Jerry, did you not have blazers for your like school uniform or anything?
No,
For,
we
like,
didn't.
Your Sunday duds or anything?
No, we didn't. I mean, there were. Here's what was strange. Literally on red letter days, you would have to. Sometimes we would go and like the entire school would traverse the city and walk en masse to the cathedral and go
Wow.
to like the entire school would go to the have a 9 a.m. mass at the cathedral or something. And so through the inner city you would see this blue and khaki line that would be crossing like an industrial bridge. Yeah, it made no sense. As talk about cartoonish.
yeah.
It was
Like
just
George
flipping
Smales from
me off.
Caddyshack.
Yeah.
yeah, and everybody of course would drive by and flip you off.
Yeah.
Well, I was thinking you flipped me off as you passed the public school. You're
Yeah, that's what we do.
like,
I feel like we should start thanking people, though. This is part of the thing. We can keep chatting, but we'll start thanking people.
Well,
See, I'm not 50 yet. I haven't quite given up yet. I'm still just a little bit nose to the grindstone and all business here.
Tomorrow it's all over.
But
Yeah.
Joe, Jody, this is the part of the show where we thank all of our patrons who are actually giving us money to talk about blue blazers and stuff and the difference between them and sport coats. And so we're thanking them at the top of the show, and then we cleverly fade out to music that sounds like Star Wars but isn't really, and we fade into our continuing conversation about Star Wars, which this week will include Ben clutching his heart and feeling, going into full Fred Sanford mode, as Pete says. But first, we want to thank all the beautiful patrons like 2-1 Beckett.
hey.
Yay.
hey.
And we also want to thank Andrew with 2 A's and Temba, their arms open. See, some people slip in Star Trek nerderisms.
Yeah, do you get that reference, Jody?
What?
God damn it. Andrew with 2 A's and Temba, their arms open. What if I say Shaka when the walls fill? Does that do anything for you? No.
Kinda.
She's Star Trek adjacent.
Yeah.
She'll walk through the room while I'm watching, and she'll raise interesting points and ask some good questions.
I mean, wasn't marrying you enough?
It was. That was like the ultimate, kind of nerd, like, hey, look what I got at the Star Trek convention. This husband, unopened. We also want to thank Airport says we've got the very best hosts on the Best Minutes podcast. I've forgotten. I've lost track of who's hosting now, but that's the podcast where lots of people host, lots of different movies by minutes hosts. Will come on and do a week. We did a week, and other people are doing weeks now. And it's a great show. And a
Brett
great
and
movie.
Audrey are doing a week soon.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Very nice. We also want to thank Brady and Brent from Some Kind of Asteroid Collision is not on any of the charts. That's too
Oh
bad.
man, Brady just posted a picture on Facebook this evening. I think he works in realty.
Mhm.
I'm not entirely sure what he does, but he posted a picture of the inside of a house, and it was like a bathroom that was mirrors on all 4 walls.
Oh God.
Which I love. If you've ever been to the Broad Chair to see the Infinity Museum, or Joe,
Oh yeah.
the Infinity Room,
No.
that's cool. But it's weird with a toilet in it.
There's no escape.
Yeah.
Although you'd see that and you'd be like, I guess it was something like this. I wasn't under any illusion of what was going on in here while I'm sitting here. That's exactly what I figured it would look like.
I'm
right.
looking at like an infinite number of myselves on the toilet.
Yeah. This is what 50 is like.
I could
It is.
afford, yeah. I could afford it, but I'm in the bathroom a lot longer.
Yeah, exactly. I've earned this. We also want to thank Brian and Brian and Carson, and Chewie has a barrow in the marketplace. Mala is the singer in a band. And we want to thank Christopher and Cubs fan and Curtis and Dan. And Darth Patreonus asks, we already had this, but now we have 2 other guests who can answer too.
Wow.
If the 5 of you were ordering in, what would you all agree on? Now, Jody and I deal with this all the time. We got a rat kid who doesn't like to eat the same stuff we do. So we have to like do all sorts of gymnastics.
We couldn't do crawfish because Jerry wouldn't have any.
Right. Yeah. See, I was thinking that last time. Pete, you and us, we would be fine with like the all the shellfish and everything. That would be
Crustaceans.
awesome. Yeah. Living or dead.
Does Sam eat seafood?
He does.
Does. He loves it.
He
Yeah.
instinctually loves it. He's loved it since he was a little child and he first laid eyes on it
Yeah.
without anybody telling him anything about it.
IKEA.
Yeah. It was a weird miracle /
Where
random event.
all great seafood is found.
Yeah.
At
Mom, can we
IKEA.
go to IKEA and get some crawfish?
It's $4 for a plate of plate of crawdads, and he ate them all.
What a weirdo. I
Now,
like him.
Joe, you've had a lot of different sort of food lifestyle eras in your life.
This is true.
Oh yeah. Yeah, every summer you would come back with like a different like thing, a different outlook on life, a different like diet, a different like palate change or something. Yeah.
You got to try different things, right?
I guess
So what do you, I mean, for a while it was just like blue almond, like the blue diamond almonds for lunch, blue diamond almonds for dinner.
Only orange things.
Where are
No,
you
I haven't
now?
done that.
Yeah.
Vegetarian.
Are you?
Oh, are you really?
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Cool.
Silence.
No, I'm intrigued. I'm a little weak. I'm a little weak to do it, but I'm hoping that as Sam gets older, his palate will become a little more amenable to vegetables in general, let alone vegetables entirely.
I blame Sam too. Jody and I could totally go meatless if we really wanted to. But no, we're not allowed to.
We have no choice but to eat this bacon.
Sure, it's delicious, but we don't like it.
See, I don't think I could do it without fish. I'd have to be a pescatarian. I think I would.
That's fine.
Sushi.
Yeah.
Yes.
Fish
Right,
aren't
Joe?
cute.
That's the one that you can have seafood or fish?
Yeah.
Okay.
You're pretty strict,
Yeah.
though, I'm guessing, Joe.
Yeah. But, there's a lot of other stuff besides vegetables that's considered. I'm not vegan, so.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
That's
You can eat
helpful.
cheese pizzas every meal.
Yeah, exactly.
Eggs. Dozens and dozens of eggs.
yeah,
Yeah.
Well, no eggs. I don't do eggs.
Oh, you don't?
Oh,
Okay.
wow. Okay. Well, so have you noticed a change?
Yeah, less options.
You're bored and furious all the time.
I'm just so angry.
Why can't I just have food? Oh man, I'm assuming we would all agree on pizza, right? We would all just have pizza. We'd order pizza, and that would be it.
Sure.
That's
Okay.
what I was thinking.
Jody, you'd get a gluten-free one on the side. You'd be happy.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm the freaky weirdo with that.
The charming weirdo, Jody. We've talked about this. You're the
But I
charming
was the
weirdo.
original weirdo. Gluten-free since 93, people.
Yeah, way before
Oh,
it was
really?
cool.
Wow.
Mhm.
I don't
How
think I'd
did
even
you
heard
figure
gluten.
out that was an issue for you?
I stumbled into it. Some random doctor happened to test me for food, and lo and behold, wheat bothered me.
Oh, what did
And then
it
I
do?
felt I was I just felt awake for the first time in my life. When I was about 24 or 25, I went to an allergist and they tested me, and I changed my diet, and then I lost a bunch of weight, and I felt awesome.
Wow.
But now that I'm 50 plus, that's all gone to hell. It doesn't matter anymore. I need to be a vegetarian, apparently.
You just pound back that bread, no problem.
Yeah. No.
Do you? I don't mean. I know we have to get back to the list of Patreons,
they'll
but is the rest of your family on board, Joe?
No, it's just me.
Oh, wow.
I'm always
That
the
is
weird
brave.
one.
Okay.
Do they eat bacon? Like that would be the hard part for me. Like
That
if
would
I
be the
smell
hard
bacon
part.
in the morning.
That would be the hard part. They don't.
Good.
Yeah, I guess there are some times when, there's a special occasion they'd have bacon. I'm like, I need that no meat bacon.
Yeah.
Right.
It surprisingly tastes as close as it's going to taste.
Yeah. The fake stuff can be good in its own weird way, like fake bread and fake meat and stuff. You're like, okay, this isn't what they're trying to fake, but it's its own thing, and it's pretty good.
They're getting better at it.
They are.
Well, they got those burgers now, the Impossible burgers, and
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
and they bleed, and
Screams when you bite into it. It's awesome. Let's also thank Dave and Guy wearing headphones and our old pal Doris and Eric and Fables of Falbus and Febo and Father David and George Leroy Tirebiter. There's been more and more discussion. I feel like Jim O'Kane and I are starting in the Indiana Jones Minute and the Listener's Crusade, a new church of fire sign theater fandom. We're exposing more and more people to it. And even though I sent the thing to Pete, he still hasn't listened to it.
I still haven't.
Because I don't know. Well, you got a life or something? You got your own excuses, your own reasons, but you'll get there and you'll love it. You'll thank me when you do. We also want to thank Guy who chases Marion through Cairo with a knife asks, who is the best henchman ever? Wow.
Oh, that's great.
In any movie or in Indiana Jones movie?
I'm taking it as any movie ever.
How do you define a henchman?
I know that's the first, I'm like, okay, Tote. Is Tote a henchman or is he a heavy?
No, he's a heavy.
Yeah.
That's why it's a hard question to answer, because it needs to fall under the rubric of henchman.
Yeah. I mean, you kind of have to go through all the James Bond henchmen because they've got kind of a lock on those. I don't know. Odd Job is pretty great from Goldfinger. I don't know. Is Darth Vader a henchman? Not really.
He is. I think he's in Star Wars.
He's sort of a thug in Star Wars, but is he an actual henchman? I don't know.
Yeah.
Joe, I was going to say, Joe, you watch movies with henchmen.
Well, I was just wondering what is the definition of henchman?
Yeah, I mean it's okay. It's in league with the bad guy, right? I mean, good guys don't have henchmen, do they? Like Shorty's not a henchman, and Chewbacca's not a henchman.
I know Shorty is a henchman. He's my favorite henchman.
Is it similar to sidekick?
I was going to say, I think a sidekick is the good guy version of a henchman.
Sidekick?
But so the definition of henchman or a hencher is a loyal employee, supporter, or aide to some powerful figure engaged in nefarious or criminal enterprises.
Oh, so there would be Shorty. Okay.
Yeah. A henchman is typically relatively unimportant in the organization, a minion whose value lies primarily in their unquestioning loyalty to the leader. That would not be Shorty, so I guess not.
Yeah. Wouldn't be Sala either or anything.
No.
Interesting.
Yeah. This is another one. I'm going to wake up in the middle of the night and go, honey, what about, what's his name from Thingy? And you'll go, shut up. And you roll over. And your arm will land on my face.
No, after 50, you guys get the separate room treatment.
After gluten, one of us gets a separate room treatment.
Thanks a lot, pal.
I love you. We also want to thank Hillary, and I find your lack of faith alarming. And he also adds, this is our friend Bert, inquiring minds want to know, what is your science fiction book? Does that mean what is your favorite science fiction
No, the
book?
one you're writing. Tom.
Oh, the one I'm writing. I am
That's
writing
my
a science fiction book. I'm writing a science fiction book called The Nearly Useless Powers League. And it is about a group of friends in high school who suddenly are imbued with very boring and stupid superpowers. And they have to deal. And it's good. I like it.
It is. I
cool.
read like a prototype of it.
Yeah.
And it's terrific. It's so you. It is. It's
Prototype,
perfectly
Jerry.
you.
Your our buddy Rob Brode and John Brode, both of the Brode brothers. They both read it too, and they liked it a lot.
The Broads. I know the Broads.
Yeah, see? It's all coming back.
Yeah.
But yeah, look for it hopefully soon somewhere. Our friend John Engel is reading it right now, and if he likes it, then I'll just God damn it, I'll just publish it. We also thank you for asking, Bert. We also want to thank I told you the jokes are bad, catandshawn.org/jokes. Now, Joe and Jody, this is the part where Sean German directs us to a website where he has some really horrible jokes, and we're going to enjoy them.
Issue because we're not, because he
What?
did not update them from last.
Oh, see, we're recording a day early than we normally do. He thought he had our rhythms down.
Oh yeah.
Oh God. Okay, let me look up a joke.
A bad joke.
Yeah, okay, I'm just going to look up like riddle of the day. See how that works. Riddle of the day index. Now see, these are dumb. These are like, I walk on 2 legs, but only have 4. You know, like it's like not like a tricky thing. It's like I want like, why did the frog kill itself? Or
How
something.
about what does Tarzan say when he sees a herd of elephants with sunglasses?
Wait, didn't we have this one?
We may have.
Because I already forget it, but it's like, hey, look at those elephants or something. Or no,
He
who are
doesn't-
those guys? Or something.
Yeah, he doesn't say anything. He doesn't recognize them.
That's stupid.
This is fun.
See? This is why I disappear into the basement, sweetheart.
Hey, listen to Joe.
What?
You're really laughing.
Oh my God. All right. Well, thanks for nothing, Sean. We also want to thank, I'm going to disturb the arc, Renee.
Oh,
our
that's
buddy Jerry
me.
sitting
That's
right over
nice.
there. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we want to
Yep.
thank Indy 5, the Jones and Nixon road trip. Wow. I'd watch that.
Oh man, I wonder if Indy and like Hunter S. Thompson would hang out.
Oh, man.
Weird.
What if Indy cracks the Watergate case? Cracks
Who
it
would be
wide
more
open.
destructive, Indy or Hunter S. Thompson?
Good question.
Wow, yeah.
Hunter S. Thompson seems less likely to steal from everybody,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
he does seem more likely to blow. Well, I don't know. They both would like to blow stuff up.
He tended to have a lot of guns at his
Yeah.
disposal at any given
Yeah.
time,
Yeah, that's right.
if I believe movies and books.
And you should.
I
Yeah.
should.
They're not gonna
What
lie
else
to
is there to
you.
believe in?
No.
Would Indy approve
oh.
of his drug usage? Or would Indy a real straight-laced guy?
I think after everything he's seen that he is finally accepted as real, he'll just be like, whatever, go for it. You know, go nuts. Yeah. Well, open your mind, you weirdo. I did it the hard way. I had to go to Malta, see a bunch of Nazis get melted, find some rocks. It was a whole thing. It took me my whole life. And then finally I believed. We also want to thank It's Jonathan
Hey.
and Jasmine and Jay now covering Deep Blue Sea 2 scene by scene. There's a Deep Blue Sea
Wow.
2? Oh my God. All right. That sounds cool.
Yeah.
Scene by
We
scene.
want to thank Jeff and John and Joshua and Exorable Tash. Jody, you had brunch with him in San Francisco. Remember, we met some dudes with Pete, and we ate in that cool old dinery kind of place.
Yes, that was magical, and
Yeah.
it no longer exists. Is that correct?
That is correct. That went
Hmm.
pre-COVID, actually.
Yeah.
But we
It
lost-
closed pre-COVID? Yeah.
Yeah, it closed like a month before COVID, and then we lost the other 2 great breakfast places in the neighborhood.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah, that place was special.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was my kind of place.
Yeah, it's a nice.
We call that a hole in the wall.
Yes.
Yeah, it's
With
like
eggs.
old timey.
Right.
And
yeah,
very
just eggs
good
and
coffee.
Yeah.
And the furniture's all 70 years old.
Mm-hmm. That was awesome. We also want to thank Lori and Lewis the janitor. And Mark meeting you asks, shouldn't it be Luke calling Leia sister instead of Han? I guess it should be. Although we haven't started talking about this yet in our conversations, but that's one of those things that you talk about, like, oh, things get retconned and everything. In my head, Luke and Leia are not brother and sister.
Agreed.
That was
100%.
It was a real goofball twist late in the game that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean just across the board, period?
Yeah. Like, I don't believe that, and I don't think the people who are making the movies until Return of the Jedi believe that.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
You think they just pulled it out randomly?
Yeah,
Or do you
they're
think
like,
there
what do we do with Leia in this movie?
Plot twist.
There you go. No one saw that coming.
Yeah.
Days of Our Lives, right here on the big screen.
But then George Lucas will tell you he had all 9 movies planned out in his head already, and he knew they were brother and sister in 1965.
Right.
Which I think is all been
George.
proven to be not entirely correct.
Right.
Nice try. Joe, do you have a favorite Star Wars?
Probably the original.
Well, that's why you're on the show. Yeah.
See?
Yeah.
You're one of us.
Yeah. Did you? I mean, you're one of those guys who likes awful movies. How did you feel about it?
Wait a second here.
I remember you getting mad at me once because I said I didn't like Twister. You're like, guys, it's just a movie. It's good. It's like a cow flies through the air. What's not to like? Come on.
How do you not like Twister?
I like Twister.
Wait a second.
I'm with you, Joe.
Yeah. Helen Hunt?
Yeah.
Come on.
I don't remember much about that movie except that the bad guy wasn't the tornado. There were like evil weather people
He's
driving
just in it for the
around.
money.
Right.
Yes, that was Carrie Elways.
Oh yes.
Bride.
It was.
Right.
Wow, yeah.
Wow. Well, did you like the prequels, Joe? The Star Wars prequels?
Would I get booted if I said I haven't seen them all?
No,
No,
not
shake
at all.
your hand.
You're a permanent member.
Oh,
Have you
Yeah.
not? You haven't seen all the Star Wars prequels?
prequels meaning the ones that were recent, right? Or
Like
are we
the
talking
ones
about
like
No.
Phantom Menace, Attack of the Clones,
Yeah.
and Revenge of the Sith
Yeah,
from like the 90s, 2000s.
I think I saw the 1999 one, and maybe the next one. Which was the Jar Jar Binks mess?
That was the first. That was the 99 one.
That was
That
Twister.
might-
That was Twister 2.
I think I went back to see Twister again.
There you go.
Yeah.
You bought a ticket for Phantom Menace and then went and saw Twister.
Right.
I understand. We also want to thank Matt and Matthew and Michael and Millennium Falco and Mom Teremi and Drew and Natalie and Natsuki Best Doki and Neil. Oh, so we're getting all the same questions again. We should have told everybody we're recording early. Neil asks, what is your favorite British sitcom? I will take this opportunity to say, of course, we completely spaced mentioning the British Office last time. We're going all cool with our 70s and 80s and 60s hits. And Jody and I, when we got married, Jody, my wife, who's listening to me right now, her friend Bill and Colleen, they gave us a compact disc, like a homemade, like burned CD, a DVD. Thank you, dear. And it just written on it was just The Office. And we're like, okay, what's this? And like on our honeymoon, we're like, on our place, and we're looking for something. We put it on, and that's how we would discover the British Office. Like we had going in, we knew nothing. And that was an excellent way to find out that, like, is this a documentary? Wait, that was written.
Yeah.
No, wait, is it? Oh my God. Oh, weird. Okay. And then we were totally in, and that was great. And that's an excellent show. So thank
So
you.
was that
Ellen
before
Colleen.
the American version?
Yeah. That was the original.
Dare I ask what you like better?
Probably the British one. I mean, the American one's good. It can be great.
The American one, the first season was much too close to the British version.
Yeah.
And when they when they found their own way and wrote for their characters, it started getting better. But I think I still prefer The Office, but that just might be because I saw it first.
Yeah. There's something to be said for that.
I will say that the Dwight character, when I saw that, he was a little more scary.
Oh, on the British one, you mean?
On the British one, yeah.
Yeah. He's intense. Yeah.
Where
Yeah.
Dwight was very, funny in his own way.
Yeah. That's fair. We also want to thank Nicholas and Nunbelievable and Orange B. Cooper and Patrick and question what was the worst tantrum you had as a child? God.
Wow.
I have been
Who asked
told
that?
that when I was 3 years old, we took a trip to California and I was told that I was an absolute pain in the ass and nobody could handle me and I ruined like the Hearst Mansion or something. And yeah,
Oh, the Hearst Mansion.
yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
But that's all I know. That's all I remember. I don't even remember that. I've just heard the story.
Those are probably the best, where you don't remember.
Yeah.
Somebody has to tell you.
That's the best tantrum.
Yeah, really. Yeah. I don't know. I wasn't there. I was freaking out.
Out of my blitzing mind.
Jerry's was last week.
I know, really. Jerry's got one planned for this evening.
Jerry ran out of ginger for his ginger tea.
Yeah. He
Yeah.
lost it. Everybody felt it.
I
The
walked
dogs went
right
running.
down to the 7-Eleven and why I oughta. I attached the entire store to the back of my Toyota Echo. Tried to drive away.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of stories you've told me, Jody, about but I don't remember any tantrums in your. I remember you doing funny kid stuff, but it wasn't out of anger.
According to my family, I was the loud one. But I
Imagine
don't.
that. Oh.
I don't. I don't really know what that means. You'll have to ask my brother. He can be
Okay.
your next special guest.
He'll just talk about you pooping in front of his door.
Yes.
Yeah. But even that wasn't out of anger.
It wasn't my fault.
No.
It was one of those train your kids to, go in the toilet scenarios. And somehow I remember this. I was probably 2 years old, and I was standing where I was without pants on, and the bathroom was probably 5 feet away. I just looked at it and I'm like, no, there's no way. It's just too far.
I remember, I was probably 3. And it was like, whatever, bath night at the porterhouse. And
I'll share like a little
It's
bucket.
Sunday again.
Yeah. And I remember this, like it's an aerial view, and I'm being like sort of put down into the tub, and both of my sisters are also in the tub. And while it must have been my mother was placing me in the tub, and I have the aerial view, the poop started coming out of me.
God.
Where
And
are we
my-
going?
And my sisters jumped up because they knew what it was.
Yeah.
They jumped up and hightailed it out of there. And I was like, wait. I didn't understand.
Directly out of Caddyshack.
Yeah.
So you actually created the scenario for your own tantrum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, which is not uncommon.
Oh man. Well, we also want
Poor
to thank.
Jerry.
Oh yeah, poor Jerry. We also want to thank Raiders of the Lost Hatch. Oh no, we have to ask Joe now.
Yeah,
Joe's
we have to have
Joe's
Joe.
a feller. Joe,
Yeah.
when you go to answer the call of nature, the standing up version, do you use the hatch, the hole, the opening in your underpants, or do you just go over the top of the thing?
Oh boy. I go over the top.
Really? Okay.
Now I know they went to all the trouble to make the hole in the front.
See, that's what breaks my heart.
I think
feel like
if you
it's a sin
use
not to
that,
use
you're
that.
going to end up wetting yourself.
That's what Jerry thinks, and I've proven him wrong. I don't know. You don't want to know how that went down, but
Well, we know how it went down with Jerry. We've already heard the story.
yeah.
Well, let me ask you, Joe, did it ever occur to you to actually go through all that trouble?
I swear to God, it's not that much
I
trouble.
think back in the day, I must have tried it just to see what is this hole for. I'm going to give it a shot.
It's like
Hey, you know what
I
I
think
use
I
this
ended up
for?
standing in a puddle and decided, no, that's not the one for me.
I need to drive in
Never
this
again.
lane.
I'm going to switch my hands on the steering wheel and see how it goes.
Oh, geez.
Nope.
Didn't you do a poll on the listeners?
We did,
Place?
and I think it came out slightly even, or it wasn't a blowout in either way, but it was
Really?
Yeah.
How many people are using the little hole there? Huh?
I do. I use the little hole.
Yeah.
Wait,
Yeah.
now are you boxer briefs or boxer briefs?
I am.
That
one of
could
those.
make a big difference.
I just bought some at Costco the other day. I gotta look. Hang on. Yeah, they're whatever boxer briefs. Those are like they're shaped like boxers, but they're kind of snug, right?
Right.
That's what
right.
Yeah. So that's what I do.
Now I asked that because
Everyone,
it'd
paint a
probably
mental
be-
picture. Oh.
It'd be easier if you were using regular boxers, maybe to
Yeah.
use that hole.
Well, yeah, because that's
Yeah.
just like a curtain or something. That's
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
No, it's true. That's
Now, sometimes the other thing with those kind of boxers is not everything always stays inside. That's why
Yeah.
I always hated boxers like
I know.
that.
Yeah.
When I first tried boxers after 15 years or something of tidy whities, I was like, oh my gosh, this is scandalous. It's like I'm walking around in my pajamas and nobody knows. I'm so free and it's so weird. But you're right. It got real bunchy and just loosey-goosey and yeah.
Chafing on the front of your
Seems like a lot of
zipper.
stuff to keep track of in your pants.
Yeah. You don't need that. You're trying to live your life.
Do you the actual? I used to have like being remembering the '90s and living through it. I remember like kind of the
Oh my,
sexy
yes.
thing
You
was
call that living?
you had like flannel boxers.
Oh, sure.
Oh yeah.
And so
Now, flannel boxers were worn as shorts. Is that where you're going?
well,
I
they
remember
could
those.
be.
Oh, yeah.
They could be. Also, you have to be careful, though, as you said. Not everything stays on the inside. So, but I'd have the flannel boxers, and I thought this is a great idea. I feel good about myself. Then
Everybody
when
likes
you-
me.
When you put your pants on, it's actually like putting pants over shorts,
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's really weird.
that's what I would think.
and it is, and it
With
sucks.
zero
It's-
experience.
Yeah, so you have this like, it's kind of like you have like an inner tube around your waist.
Well, it's like what Superman must feel like. He's got his entire costume on under his regular clothes.
Very
Cape and
loose
everything.
diaper.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. He's got a bathrobe on. Well, we solved that one. Thanks, Steve. Hey, I'm editing this on March 4th, and it's Steve Crouch's birthday, too. Happy birthday, Steve! We also want to thank Robert and RuneBot, Techno Union Rep, and Sasha and Scott Roseanne. Hi, Scott. And Sean and Steve and Stina and Sully Baseball. I forgot to say last time, tell the story about the Sully Baseball story.
It's great.
I was sitting there eating lunch or something one day and my phone rang and I didn't recognize the number. So I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to answer it. I love not answering. I've said on the show, I love not answering the phone. It's one of my great joys in life because, I don't know the person or I do know the person. I just don't feel like being on the call and knowing that I'm not going to be on the phone, like being reminded that I had an opportunity to be on the phone and chose not to be is like a gift.
I'm on that boat.
Yeah. Oh, totally. It's heaven on earth. Yeah. So I let it go to voicemail and then I got a message and I read the text, version of it. And it was like, hey, Tom, it's Paul Sullivan. I'm just calling you so that you can have the gift of not answering the phone. You're welcome. I was like, oh my God, that was beautiful. Thank you, Sully. Wow.
That's incredible.
That was really great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Still didn't answer the phone. Tears for Veers. We want to thank Tears for Veers. And we want to thank the Carlyles and the Wilder Ride. And Tierney makes a podcast with Rachel and Doris now. So thanks, IJM.
Oh,
Wow,
Yeah.
that's cool.
It is.
Yeah.
They're doing American Graffiti, and I just recorded with Doris.
That's right.
Nice.
Yeah, earlier this week, and we had a ball. It was actually
Excellent.
great. I had a wonderful time. So thank you, Doris, and Rachel and Tierney for doing that.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And I think Pete and I are going to show up on there. Yeah.
Later on.
Yeah. So wait. And we want to thank Tim. And we want to thank Timmy Bricks, period. And we want to thank Trinko has been and always shall be Your blank. Cue the match game theme. Dum, 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 dum. Okay. We also want to thank Vibrant Visionaries with Heidi Bennett. And we want to thank Zaction.
Hey.
All right. That was the roster of great people. I don't know what we call them. Yeah, they're awesome.
Patreon.
It's a lot of great people.
They are. It's a lot of great people. And I don't know. I guess we wind this down now, but I'm having a nice time talking to Joe and my wife.
Yeah. Speaking
Really
of great
don't talk
people,
to my wife enough.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's awesome having Joe and Jody on here.
it is. Yeah,
It's
Jody,
very
what have you
cool.
ever done for the show? You're not a patron. How have you supported the Indiana Jones Minute in any way? That's what I want to know. Oh, dear.
Have you ever listened to the show, Jody?
Me?
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Oh,
I've
wow.
listened all the way through the end, but I don't listen to the Patreon shows
Okay.
because they're not right in my feed.
Uh-huh.
And also, I'm not driving anymore. And that's
Okay,
usually when
right.
I listen to podcasts.
Oh, that makes
Okay.
sense. Yeah.
yeah.
I think Amy
Sorry.
listened to like the very, very first one, and that was it.
Oh, I've listened to, I've listened all the way through.
She still calls it a blog, I think.
Oh,
Me?
really?
No, my wife.
No,
Amy, my
Amy.
wife.
Oh, that's so funny.
See, I've listened to a few now, and I was upset that I missed the Close Encounters
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
minute.
Yeah.
Is that what it
We did
was? Heard it was a special
Yeah, we did
episode.
a few,
I was like,
on that.
oh.
A
Yeah.
couple of those.
We should get you on the regular show, Joe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, what is this? This is not the regular
Sorry,
show?
Joe. No, this is just the
No.
weird
This is
extra
the
show.
special show. This
This
is
is
like
the one Jody
the
doesn't listen to.
high-end VIP
Yeah.
show.
Yeah.
Oh, I gotta go.
Fine. Let's all go.
I've got
Forget
so
it.
many vegetables to eat, you guys.
Yeah. Yeah, that broccoli isn't going to eat itself.
Got a nice juicy carrot waiting for me.
Joe, what was the last terrible movie you saw?
Oh, wow.
Last
Yeah.
Birth of a Nation.
Oh, jeez.
I'm saying he loves every single movie he's seen.
I know. That's why I asked.
Oh, I think I forget the bad ones.
That's not a
Pretty
bad
quick,
policy.
Now, have I ever walked out of a movie? I have not.
Yeah.
So I am pretty lenient. I do not judge movies like, Superman obviously can't fly.
What the hell's going on here?
But I will sit there and say, yeah, I can believe it. If he was from an alien planet, he's going to be able to fly.
Jody, tell the story about the guy you went on a date with.
Oh, the Baron Munchausen
Yeah.
situation.
Yeah.
I don't want to alienate anybody. I have to be careful telling this story.
Well, you have to name names.
No. I just it became pretty clear that we had different values, and we were nearing the end of the relationship, but I didn't have the nerve yet to break up with him. And one of the catalysts was when we went to see Baron Munchausen, and I was having a great time. My two girlfriends were with us, and because we were all friends together in college, and I was having a ball. I love what's his name, Terry Gilliam. I love almost everything he's done, and I looked over at this person at one point, and he had his arms clamped down on his chest like he was really angry, and he had his eyes clamped shut. He was refusing to watch. He was having a tantrum, a silent tantrum about the movie Baron Munchausen by Terry Gilliam. And I'm like, what's wrong? And he was just like, this is taking pot shots at the Department of Defense. And I was like, oh boy. Like there was a cloud, a Jody-shaped cloud in the seat next to him at that point. Yeah, it was a very weird moment.
Man.
I love that description of the Jody-shaped cloud.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've seen that.
Get me out of here.
Shut up. Well, thank you guys. Thank you, Jody and Joe, for showing up for my birthday. And thanks, Pete and Jerry, for being here because you have to be. And thank all of you listening for what I assume are kind birthday wishes that you're sending my way. I'm going to need them because I'm 50.
Yeah.
Every bone hurts.
Let's just please just talk about Star Wars so I can forget how old I am.
And then I love when they cut to Ben on the Falcon,
Yeah.
and it's a complete Fred Sanford move. Like he clutches his heart.
Oh, he did.
I keep forgetting to call you Fred.
did.
I'm going to call you Fred the rest of this episode.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he makes like this face. He's like, oh.
Yeah.
He is coming to join them.
Do you think he has an Elizabeth he's going to go join?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe we'll find out on the upcoming
that's a
Obi-Wan
good
Kenobi
question.
TV series.
Yeah. That would be, wow, having a million voices cry out in your head all at once.
See, that's this is why I think he's making, like, he noticed something, but so I was thinking about this.
Mhm.
So it seems like the Death Star is about the same distance away from Alderaan as the moon is from us. And light travels from the moon to the Earth. It takes about 1.3 seconds.
Mhm.
And that laser bolt arrives in less time than that. So
Yeah.
maybe it's closer.
Hmm.
But it seems like that laser is traveling at the speed of light. So you wouldn't see the laser until you were already dead. And so I don't know how they would have time to cry out in terror.
Well, and then you watch the thing blow up and it's just smithereens,
Yeah.
But you would be
the sky
blowing
is
up as
boiling.
soon as you saw it. Like you would, all the senses would happen at once. And I think you'd just be vaporized. Like, I don't think you would have time to be like, ah.
Well, he says it's as if millions of souls suddenly cried out in truth.
Oh, that's true. That's
So
true.
I
they
always
could
thought
be like
about
the sort
that,
of
too, like
psychic, oh no. Yeah.
like they're on Alderaan.
That's weird, though,
It's
like-
just like, woo, and you're just gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, you wouldn't even know anything was happening. But it's weird because in Rogue One, don't you see the laser starting to fire?
Yeah, I think you actually see, like from the planet. Yeah, I think you
Yeah.
actually see
But you wouldn't
the
see that
beam come down.
if
yeah.
it was coming as fast as it would have to
Mhm.
in the movie. Like it would have to be traveling at light speed.
In that movie, I think you can see that the Death Star is really, really close to the planet, like
Mhm.
closer than a moon, I think.
Yeah.
Like it's almost
Right.
an orbit or something,
Yeah.
like that kind of orbit.
Oh, wait,
I
didn't
don't
it
know.
just blow up the tower? Like, is that, maybe it does do
Yeah,
non-planet
it
blowing
like
up.
blew up a city, and then it blew up a tower. And Ben Mendelsohn. Yeah, I don't know.
So
Blew up a bunch of
it's
stuff.
it's a multi-tool.
I should point out,
It's
as
a
a
mul-
true blue Star Trek fan, that this never really occurred to me until just now, but I think they kind of ripped this off of Star Trek. Ben
Huh.
having this reaction, because Spock goes through the exact same thing. And okay, now I'm a bad Star Trek fan because I'm going to forget the name of the episode. Which one is it? He's at his console and he freaks out all of a sudden, and he's like, "Oh my god!" He suddenly knew that like a huge ship full of Vulcans had just been killed, like across the
Oh.
galaxy. He just knew it.
Oh,
He
wow.
like felt them die and stuff. Yeah. So, thanks, George. We know what you're doing. Watching Star Trek in the background while you're typing Star Wars. But this shot, I have never noticed this before in my life. That this shot, well, like they cut right from the explosion of Alderaan to Ben and Luke's doing his he's got his lightsaber on. He's doing the target practice thing, and Ben is standing there, and in the background there's Chewie and the droids playing chess.
Mhm.
And there's like all these effects going on in this shot that you never really think about. Like they usually in this movie, when they turn on or off the lightsaber, it's the old like the actor will freeze and somebody will run in and like replace it with like an empty lightsaber, like a turned off lightsaber. But here it looks like, as Luke still has it on, some guy just painted it in frame by frame or something.
Yeah, you're
Because they
right.
don't do that thing. He just like turns it off like within the shot, and it's really
Yeah.
cool. And the whole the hologram thing is going on in the background.
Yeah.
It's like a
Yeah,
super
I
complicated.
noticed.
Like I'm
And the
surprised that,
holograms
like,
are even moving.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like bearded, shoeless nerds and 77 were able to pull that off. That's really
Yeah,
cool.
it's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah. I love those guys. I make fun of them because I love them. They're cooler than I'll ever be.
So it sounds like they're going to arrive at Alderaan at 2 a.m. He says,
Is that
like,
what he
Han
said?
comes in and
He
says,
says,
like,
Oh,
200.
yeah, he says, 200
Yeah.
hours. Like, so they're
Yeah.
arriving at 2,
Like, what does that
2 in the
mean?
morning?
Is that local time? Is that Falcon time? Is
Yeah,
that
I have no idea.
Tatooine
Like
time?
even if it's Alderaan time, like what hemisphere of Alderaan? Like what time zone
Yeah.
of Alderaan?
Yeah.
Right,
Like
right.
where are they dropping them off?
Yeah,
Or
you
is
could
it- or
arrive
is
at
it-
2
is it
p.m.
just-
no matter what.
It's like 2 a.m. to them.
Oh, wait, at 2 a.m. Yeah. Yeah, I guess
so.
to them.
So then they're still on Tatooine time? Like Mos Eisley time?
Yeah, that's a good
I don't know.
question.
I have no idea.
I
Yeah,
would
is
think
it
that every
2 a.m.
spaceship
Mos
would have to be
Eisley
like the
time?
newsroom in Mary Tyler Moore, where they have like all the clocks from around the world, all the different times. Like every ship would have to have 1,000 clocks just so you kind of have any idea what's going on.
Actually, it's like our friend Doug, Jerry. Because whenever he would travel someplace, he would leave his watch at like Cleveland time.
Oh, for
Oh.
sure.
The whole time he was
Yeah,
there.
he refused.
Yeah.
Yeah, he would refuse
He
to
refused to
change
change-
his watch, update
Yeah.
it to
Oh,
the
really?
local time.
Wouldn't that
Yeah.
mess them up?
It's kind of
That's my favorite part.
Yeah.
Is change it. Like even when I like drive
Yeah.
through like Indiana or something, like hey, I got to change my watch. All right.
sure. No, yeah, of course it messed him up.
Good for him.
Yeah.
Well,
it-
speaking of 0200, oh, go ahead.
Well, I was just saying, I think it was his way of sort of, I don't know, like reclaiming his roots or something. I don't know. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
or at least, I don't know, sticking it to the non-local man. I don't know.
Yeah.
I say that as though I didn't have thousands of things like that I did, like wear
Like we
two
all do.
watches and all that.
Yeah.
Stuff. Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, we're all a bunch of insufferable jackasses.
Well, speaking of
Picadillos.
insufferable jackasses, Han Solo walks in and he says, "I told you we'd outrun those Imperial slugs." And why does he call them slugs?
You know what's funny?
Oh, it's foreshadowing.
Up until
The space
yeah, up
slug in the
until
next
last night.
Oh,
Yeah. No, up until last night, I thought
You
he
thought he
was
said
talking
lugs?
about I thought it was like an official name. Like those Imperial slugs. like he knew like
Oh
that's
my
that
God.
was their like if you had
Oh.
like a catalog of Imperial ships, that would be like the Imperial slug.
oh, I thought it was like
Ships
their
approaching
mascot, like
slug class.
the UC Santa Cruz banana.
Yeah,
slugs or-
exactly. Slug class. And I didn't like
Oh my
I
God.
watching this last night, I was like, oh, he means like slow pokes.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think it is.
yeah.
slow. Yeah,
Or
Yeah, I
slimy
never-
villains.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's a
Oh,
weird,
maybe
yeah,
he
it's a weird-
does. Maybe he means slimy villains. Sure.
It's a weird word. Like it's a weird. It's not something you hear a lot.
I mean,
No,
that's
it
that's your comic book dialogue right there.
Yeah.
That's, you
Hey,
know,
sluggo. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, yeah, you're right.
yeah. Yeah, we ditched Sluggo.
But then, Jerry, you were talking about 2 a.m. It's funny because when you look behind Luke, like there's a shelf up above him, and it looks like there are a bunch of pillows on it.
Oh yeah.
I noticed
Yeah.
that. Is
The
that
sleeping
where you
bag.
sleep
Yeah.
on the Millennium Falcon?
I was wondering,
I-
but see, in the
There's
next
like a
movie,
bed
don't we
thing
see
you
that
can
there's
see
like a little
somewhere.
bedroom where
Yeah.
Luke is sitting?
Right.
Well, so
Or no,
Uh,
yeah. I'm not
oh,
sure.
Well,
Le- yeah,
does,
no,
like,
Luke
Leia's
goes down
sitting
in,
on it,
in
yeah.
The Empire Strikes Back. Yeah.
yeah.
It's like a little thing on the side. It's like built into the
wait a
wall.
minute. I would like at the end or
Yeah, at the very
At
end.
the
when
end of
she's
The Empire
yeah, I
Strikes
always
Back,
think
yeah.
that that's
talking to Luke.
yeah, but I always figured that was like the nursing station. That you're saying that's his bedroom?
Maybe it is.
Yeah, maybe. I always kind of thought so.
Oh,
I mean, nobody ever sleeps
Well,
or
does-
poops or anything in these movies.
Yeah.
So it's
Well,
they
okay,
just
so
pay
hang on. So
visual
does,
lip
does
service
Han
to that
Solo
stuff.
is he like Katanga? Does he have his own quarters? Like does Han Solo
don't
have his
know.
own
Well-
room and then
well,
Chewbacca has his own room, or do they have a bunk bed?
no. See, I was wondering because every journey seems to take the same amount of time. Like every journey through hyperspace
Hmm.
is so fast. Do you even? It would have just be like a car. Like no one has a bed in their car, unless you have an
Right.
RV.
Yeah.
Like, do you just not need a bed because you don't travel that far ever, or that
Hmm.
long?
Like this, so there isn't like a
Maybe.
shower there. You always have to land on a planet and then take a shower.
Yeah, you have to stop at the hotel or the.
yeah. Like
I
the
don't
truck
know.
stop shower
Huh.
thing. Yeah.
Right, right. Have you? Wait, by the
But
way,
there's-
has anyone ever done that?
No.
No. No.
Like
You have a bed.
the flying J Plaza?
right.
No one's ever taken a truck stop shower.
No.
Have you?
No, I haven't.
Oh,
People
I was
coming
really
in and out.
expecting
And
you to say
I know
yes.
that seemed like a setup of like, oh, let me
Yeah.
tell you the story about the time I took a
No.
shower. At a truck stop.
Like a
No,
pinned house
no.
letter.
I have
How I
not
met
done
my
that.
wife.
Like, shower number 4 is open.
Yeah. Oh
Little
boy.
Lego my ego moment. Yeah.
But is the Falcon the equivalent of like a semi truck?
I get, yeah. I mean, those, like, yeah, I was gonna say, like, semis have, like, the
Like a little
mom's attic
sleeping
thing where the
cab,
guy
yeah.
goes to sleep. Yeah. I don't know, because maybe they have to take like shifts and stuff. Like, I don't know.
This looks big inside though. Like when you look, like there's this big tube that goes into another room, and there's a tube going off of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had there was a cool CD-ROM thing in like the 90s, and it was called I forget what it was called, but it was like the Star Wars. It was like a CD. It had like screensavers and like stuff and like character
Mhm.
bios and stuff. But the coolest thing on it was this excellent 3D walkthrough interactive thing of the Millennium Falcon. You could just walk all around and see where everything was and stuff, and it was very cool.
Was it like, because I think we were ruined by the toy, because the toy was just one
Yeah.
big space, but like
Right.
in the walkthrough, did it have bunches of rooms and stuff, or was it just one big space?
It didn't have a ton. It had like this room that we're in now, and there was like a tiny little closet space where Leia and Han smooch in the next one. And there was like the cockpit and like the thing to go up to the top turret and the thing to go down to the bottom one.
I always thought the smooch was
That
like
kind
in
of
the
it, I think.
underground, like under the.
Oh, weird. No, I think it's like right off of
Like
this
a
room,
closet.
actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then if you refer to the Lego set, which is behind me on the shelf over here, you can see that it's yeah, I don't know. I don't think there's a ton more than what we see in this movie to the inside
Yeah.
of the Millennium Falcon.
Huh.
That's cool. I like it the way it is.
Yeah, I do too.
I mean, yeah, these are just two grubby like dudes just traveling around the galaxy. They'll, knock off and take a nap in a wall,
Yeah.
take down one of the
yeah,
pillows from behind Luke.
Yeah.
They'll be comfy.
Yeah.
So when C-3PO warns, "Be careful, R2," is he
Yeah.
warning him about his next move, or is he warning him because he knows that R2 is like pool sharking a Wookiee?
I think the former. I think he's.
Yeah.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
He
I
seems
do too,
clueless.
actually. But it's just kind of like it crossed my mind. It's like, be careful out there. It's like every time we start playing this chess game, you get your ass kicked.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. I'm always
Not the hustler you think
reattaching,
you are.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. You open your
This
big
would
mouth.
suck. This is like the first time R2's ever about to win.
Oh, that sucks. That does suck.
Do you think Chewie likes to cheat? Like, is it enjoyable for him to win only by cheating? Or does he have like this crazy win streak going on?
I was playing Monopoly on my phone the other day, and I was really pissed off that I was losing. And so I switched it so that I was all the players. And so I was just making ridiculous deals so I would win. And I won, and it was very empty, but I was satisfied. So I kind of understand this. I bought
Another-
plays for like $1.
It's another Valentine's Day for you, Tommy.
Yep. It was very excellent and romantic
Sounds-
and wonderful. It's a magical evening. That's a
my
good question, though. It's like Chewbacca does seem like a big kid or something.
Yeah.
Like, oh,
Yeah.
geez, I was losing the game. And then he's all excited. And then he's so proud and pleased. Like, if
Yeah.
he didn't, like, you've known
everybody in
Chewbacca
the room
for
knows
about
he's
a minute.
cheating.
Yeah.
Right.
But like Han says, like, hey, Wookiees are known to rip people's arms off or whatever. And he does that, famous, cool hands behind the head.
Yeah.
Like, hey, look at me, I'm awesome. But like the first time you see this movie, you're like, oh my God. That guy's like excited to rip people's arms off. He's just been described as like
Yeah,
a murdering
exactly.
monster.
Maybe that's
all
what he's
pleased with
excited
himself.
about.
Yeah.
Right.
It's a good thing he's got a heart of gold.
Yeah.
Wookiee.
Do you know?
You know what else
you're-
he has? I think he has a wallet of gold.
Oh, what? What do you mean?
Well, because when you look at the holiday special, like the holographic table he has at home is light years ahead of this one. Like that one's photorealistic, and this one's like these clunky claymation kinds of things.
Yeah, but would
Unless
you like
it's
to know
just
which
like-
ones I would rather have?
Yeah, I know. I would too.
Would I rather have
yeah.
these cool claymation
Oh yeah.
creatures, or
Yeah.
Oh,
the
Is that what these
Cirque du
are? These
Soleil
claymation-
is it like
weirdos?
is it nostalgia? Yeah, I think they are.
Yeah.
wow.
You know what's a cool
Well, you
weird
know what's
thing?
interesting
I'm
about-
not crazy that like in. Oh, go ahead.
Well, what's interesting about the game is the guy that Chewie advances, who kind of like hops. You know what I mean? He
With
like
the club that
yeah, he's got a club. But then the sort of like the the other
The
guy
guy
who
with the
comes
red
over, the
vest.
green guy with the orange vest, he comes over. He has no
I love
weapon.
that guy.
Yeah,
No.
he's like Alderaan. He has no weapon.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but he prevails.
And he's
Hey, you
so
know what's
cute.
nice? He
Do the
picks-
little yell, Tom.
Yeah, do it. Oh wait. Oh, I didn't say it fast enough. I was gonna say make somebody else do it. Well, you guys like that kind of guy?
Yeah. It's like the cutest little like angry yell.
Yeah. And he flexes his pecs.
Yeah. And he does a little bow. He's like,
Yeah.
"Hey,
Yeah.
you're welcome. I just
And like
trounced
the guys behind the guy with the club like all kind of recoil. They're like, whoa.
you. Jeez, watch out for that guy.
You know what's funny? If you look at it, what he does, he actually picks him up and he very gently lays him down in a beautiful.
Yeah.
It's like he's putting him to sleep.
Go to
Yeah,
sleep.
it's
Go
not
to
a-
sleep. It's okay.
Yeah, go to sleep. Yeah, totally.
He does, Rich.
Like, oh, maybe it wasn't a violent move at all. Maybe it was misread.
You know what's a cool weird thing that makes no sense, and I know we're not talking about other movies, and I keep saying that as I'm about to talk about another movie. In The Force Awakens, when there's like a bit of fan service where they turn this on, the chest thing, and the things come back on. According to Phil Tippett, who came back to do that, he did these effects here for this movie, and he apparently came back for the next one. He says that what you see in The Force Awakens is the exact pickup from what happened here.
Wow.
like it's a
Whoa.
continuation of the action
Really?
from this moment, which doesn't make any
That's
sense.
sad
because
though,
it's
because
like,
that means no one's played the game in
I
like
know, exactly.
30 years.
Wow.
It's like,
years.
it's like it didn't have a save function, and Chewie's like, nobody touch it, I'm winning. We'll get back to this, but not right now.
That one sort of like pink one is really fast. It's like a serpent. It's like got like an S neck.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really
Yeah.
like that one.
But he's
cool.
also like he seems very like whoa, like very nervous. Like it looks like he's going
Yeah.
like a he's making
Can't
a
believe what he
nervous
just saw.
expression.
Yeah, he
And the other guy
is.
looks like he's from Alien.
Yeah, those guys are
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
They're so nerdy. It's like straight out of like a D&D book or something. It's really cool.
Where do you think the guy got the red vest?
I don't know. Is that like an upgrade? Is that like a
Yeah.
like?
Oh, it's like
Or he
dress
got
your-
enough points that he could
Yeah, it's like-
get a new skin for the guy. Yeah,
Kind of incredible. It's like his neck is as long as his arms.
yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. Hmm.
And then Han is just sort of like I wonder if people watching this movie for the first time were like, God, Han's a jerk. Han's
Yeah.
a real dick. He's like, oh, you guys, F you and your stupid religion. You're both stupid.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
dumb.
I
Oh,
kinda
you believe
love
in
that.
stuff? Up yours. Idiots.
what I like about that though, that I don't like about the prequels, is that when he says this, it makes it sound like there haven't been Jedi around in a long, long, long time, and that
Mm.
they're basically forgotten. And
That
it-
is always really weird. Yeah.
with the
Like
prequels,
throughout the
it's
whole
like
series, like
15 years ago, every single there were thousands of them, and it wouldn't have been like you wouldn't call something from 2005 an ancient weapon.
Right. He says hokey religions and ancient weapons are no match for a good blaster at your side, kid. But I guess I mean, if it was like a current thing, he might still say that. Maybe like if he thinks the religion is hokey
Yeah,
and the lightsabers are maybe like a
Or maybe
even
just
though they're here
old-fashioned.
now, it's like an ancient
yeah.
weapon like that hasn't advanced in thousands of years or something, and it's not as cool as a blaster, a newfangled blaster. He might still say the same thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
He seems like the kind of jerk who would say that. Doesn't
Well,
believe in
he
anything.
calls
But fun.
he calls the Force simple tricks and nonsense,
Yeah.
and that's
Yeah.
why it's like tricks. I don't really understand that.
It's
A
all
hokey
wires and magnets and-
religion,
yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
Sure. But tricks and nonsense.
Well, this is
Yeah.
kind of like a parlor trick that Luke and Ben are doing.
Well, okay, so hold up. Who owns the sparring ball?
I was wondering that too. Like,
Yeah, I
Ben
have
had
no
to bring
idea.
that with it. Like, that had to be his luggage. Because
Yeah.
why would Han have something like that?
Why would Han have something like that?
Because it seems like the only thing it does is zap you.
So is it the
But
sort
couldn't
of...
that be good for like blaster target practice too?
No, because he'd blow it up.
Well, but if you were doing it, maybe you'd use like, stun setting or
I
something.
feel
don't know.
like you would use it like, okay, so you throw the ball up in the air, it's activated, and then you run away from it? It would be like a dodging
Inside
ball.
the Falcon?
Yeah,
10
inside the
paces and
Falcon.
fire.
Right, exactly. That's why I'm trying. It's got to be Ben's.
I feel like it is too.
Yeah.
I think you're wrong, but I think you should be right. Like I think if you look it up, it'll say that it's like a regular fixture of the
Yeah.
Millennium Falcon, but that does make more sense that it's and the helmet too. Like I don't know why anybody.
Yeah,
would
why
have
would
that
you have a
helmet
blast
with the blast
shield?
shield?
Okay,
thing.
hold up. That's one of the weirdest things that there is. He's with the
Yeah.
blast shield down, and you're like, okay, so that means, like, if there was a blast in front of you that was blinding.
But they
Mhm.
see blasts in front of them in this movie, and they
I
don't
know.
use a blast shield. They see
Yes.
like the Death Star blowing up, which would be the biggest blast anyone has ever seen.
Yes.
Right.
And they don't use the blast shield.
I
There
have
is
no,
a point where you can just be like, you know what? Just put a blindfold on Luke. Ben, take a piece of cloth,
don't get that
earthbound
at
cloth,
all.
and just put a blindfold on him. It's okay. It doesn't not everything has to be space. A space version of something else. Just take like the belt of his bathrobe that he's wearing and put it around his
Yeah.
eyes.
I do love, though, Luke's like the zeal of a fresh convert, because Han
Yeah.
calls it a hokey religion. And Luke's like, you don't believe in the Force, do you?
Yeah, let me tell you
And
something
it's-
about the Force, mister. I've known about it for half an
'cause-
hour.
Yeah,
It's
he's
really
only known about it for a couple of hours. And he's like, oh, you don't believe in this stuff, do you?
cool. Right.
Wait, I always...
This is
boy,
like a very we must have said this during Raiders or Temple of Doom or something, but this is like a very Indiana Jones attitude that
Yeah.
Han Solo has.
Yeah,
like
he does.
He must, like he just said, he's been from one side of the galaxy to the other, and he has seen a lot of strange.
Yeah.
It's like him, I've been to the Well of the Souls to Malta, and I've seen a lot of strange stuff. But I've never seen any stupid rocks that like make crops die or whatever. Baloney.
Maybe he's more like respectful than Indiana Jones. So, like, maybe he's saying, I believe every religion has a Force, and I'm not going to impose my
Oh, maybe.
understanding on one Force.
Yeah. Your
Like, don't be so
thing doesn't
dogmatic.
explain everything.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, again, I'm talking about another movie. That's kind of what Luke says in The Last Jedi. It's like that's not, this Force that we talk about. That is not the Jedi's. They don't own that. That's not just from them. It's for everybody. So yeah, Han's sort of like, hey, doesn't control everything,
Yeah.
or it does, but it's not your thing.
Yeah.
Okay, I did something really...
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I did something really stupid, guys. I searched Blast Shield Star Wars.
Oh, you
And then
idiot.
I went I went to something called science fiction. I think it was called Alone on Valentine's Day. And I actually .com. And it says, no, it is kind of interesting. It says,
No, it's not.
it says, I always thought it was a welding helmet. The glass must allow some light to pass on high energy levels. Meanwhile, the only a blast shield was a sheet of Dura armor shaped to preference and fitted grips for grasping, capable of deflecting fire, blaster energy, and more. The shield, however, was rather heavy and unwieldy. One other guy chimes in, I think the welding shield reference is most likely. And we do see in Empire Han welds, but
he's not wearing a
he's
blast
not wearing
shield.
a blast shield. Yeah, but he's
Yeah.
kind of a reckless type.
And if it is letting light in, aren't you still going to see the remote and everything? And
It says
Unless it's not bright enough.
Okay, another guy says pilot. The purpose in that case is to prevent the pilot from reacting instinctively to the view of the outside, which is far closer to use in Star Wars. All right, forget it. Whatever. Let's go next. Okay.
What like going from that? What if they're training pilots to just work via controls and stuff, and not what they're looking at or something? Maybe
But
that's
how
what
could they
it's
see the
for.
controls?
But then
I
call it
don't
like a
know. Leave me
blind
alone.
helmet. Or
I didn't want to talk
you know?
about the helmet anyway.
Yeah, no. Call it a blast shield.
Yeah. Like
But
if he hadn't, like if he had just, I don't know, if he had not said with the blast shield down, I
Yeah.
can't even see, would we be talking about this? Or would we say like, what is the deal with that helmet? Why does that helmet exist?
Yeah.
Or is it because he called it a blast shield? I don't know.
I think we'd be asking the why is there a helmet you can't see through?
Right.
I guess we would be.
Yeah.
You know, I
That's
was
about everything.
when Luke is, where he parries the sparring ball,
Mhm.
you're like, oh, he's finally using the Force. That's the first time. And you're like,
Mhm.
so it's interesting if you watch that scene, he levels the lightsaber like, a split second before it shoots it. So does the Force give you clairvoyance? Like is it he knows what's going to happen like a split second before it happens?
I kind of think so, and I kind of hate that. Like I
Because
think it's
because
explained that way in other
Yoda
movies
talks
a little
about
bit.
that in Empire, where he's like, "You're my friends. Will they die?" And he's like,
Oh yeah.
"Difficult to tell."
Yeah.
And you're
If
like,
it was 1 second from now, I could tell you, but since it's like a month
was
from now,
good.
I can't.
"Yeah,
Yeah.
And you're like, "Oh, so you can see into the future. So is that how the Force is working here?" He's like, "Oh, the sparring ball is going to hit down here, then it's going to hit here, then it's going to quit."
Yeah.
That opens up a really dangerous can of worms though, because that would mean that time travel exists in Star Wars.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't like it. I just like being real good all of a sudden. Just be good. Just so like you're real. Like I'm doing it again. Qui-Gon Jinn says it in The Phantom Menace. He's like, oh, he can see things before they happen. That's what makes him look like he has such good reflexes or something. I'm like, oh, thanks. You haven't even mentioned midichlorians yet. I'm already annoyed.
Yeah.
See, I prefer Han's thing. I've seen a lot of strange stuff, and it just makes you wonder, like, what kind of strange stuff has he seen? And I love that they never say,
Yeah.
he never points out what the strange stuff was, so you just kind of imagine it.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I love. He just shot Greedo under the table. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah.
And he wasn't phased at all. You know,
Yeah.
so you're like,
do you think he told anybody about it? Like, do you think he told Luke and Ben about it?
no.
Like,
No.
Yeah, I don't think he
he's
did either.
very removed, He's
Yeah.
he's kind of removed. He's not as distant as Indiana Jones. Actually, let me ask you guys, who would be now? Neither Han nor Indy are going to be alone on Valentine's Day, but who would like? Which one of them would you say could be lonelier?
Indy.
I was going to say Indy too.
Because Han opens up his heart. Han genuinely falls in love with Leia.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like he's vulnerable with Leia.
But do you feel that
Indy's ever
Indy
vulnerable.
genuinely falls in love with Marion?
I do, but I don't feel like he's ever that vulnerable with her like Han is. Han seems a little more innocent.
Yeah. Indy's sort of on the run. Like Indy's like,
Yeah.
Indy will get close to somebody and they'll be like, I got stuff to do.
Yeah.
But
whereas Han seems like kind of all in. Like he doesn't want to
that's
admit
what
it
I'm
maybe,
saying.
but he's like all in. Yeah.
So, but what I'm asking is, so like you say that Indy could be, you're saying that Indy is the guy who would be lonelier. But what I'm thinking is it might be the opposite because
it could be
because Han gets shot down or she breaks up.
Well, Indy casts a wider net. Like Han seems like throughout 3 movies, Han is a one-woman guy.
Yeah.
And then, so if that didn't work out, then he'd be alone on things.
Throughout
on Valentine's
6
Day.
movies, he's a one-woman guy.
Yeah, that's true.
That's true.
That's pretty extraordinary in a movie like this.
It is. But I feel like, I don't know if Indy has the capacity for loneliness. Like he just wouldn't, there's just a moat around him. He just, never comes in. He really is a loner.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And he can't form any lasting attachments.
Right.
Whereas Han seems to be nothing but lasting attachments. Like everybody around Han here will be around Han 40 years from now in the next 3 movies.
Yeah. Yeah, people love Han.
Yeah.
And they want a lot from him and they expect a lot from him and they get disappointed in him if he doesn't deliver. But then he comes back and he saves the day.
He seems much more faithful.
Yeah. India's, yeah, it's interesting.
And he doesn't seem, to me, he doesn't seem faithful. Like, he's not faithful to women. He's not faithful to kids. He's not faithful to, like, he'll do something good or he'll be nice to him for a movie, but then, like,
Yeah.
they're completely forgotten the next movie.
He's not sending Sala Christmas cards every year, but when he's in town and he needs
Yeah.
something, they're best
If he needs something.
Yeah.
If he needs, well, he
Yeah.
very much lives in the present.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Indy, so that's what's kind of, I think, charming about him. And you know, that would be like a quicksand if you were swayed by his charms, is that you're like
Yeah.
in it with him, being present and being with somebody like this, they're fully present in the moment.
God,
You're
that's
like,
weird.
it kind of get like this, you'd almost get a rush
That's also
Yeah.
like Indy's the most Buddhist. Like, he's like
in a way.
completely no attachments,
Yeah,
completely living in the present moment.
right.
Yeah, he and Han and Indy are very different people.
They are.
Like, Fever Dream joking aside, like, they seem like very different characters.
I still don't know why Harrison Ford seems to be so into Indiana Jones and couldn't care less about Han Solo.
Yeah.
Or at least like he got frustrated with being Han Solo and didn't want to do it anymore.
I wonder, do you think it's the space stuff?
Yeah, is it the nerd angle?
I don't know. Or maybe, I don't know. Maybe
Yeah,
he just
I'm
didn't have
not
as
sure.
much fun making the movies or something. I don't know.
Or
Yeah,
you
by all
thought it was
accounts,
like
he
a
loves
kid,
making Indiana Jones
a
movies.
kid's
so
movie or something? I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'll ask him.
Well, speaking of kids' movies, I feel like Han lives very much like Jerry here in this scene, because when he says it's a lot of simple tricks and nonsense, if you look down, it looks like he has a Tupperware cup filled with milk and he's got a bowl of cereal in front of him.
That's awesome. I want that.
It also looks like they haven't done a lot of deep cleaning on this ship.
Yeah,
like when you
everything's
look
pretty
at
dingy.
it's just like everything's really like greasy and oily, and
But that's cool.
yeah.
I wouldn't change that.
What do you guys?
I would if I lived there.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about the line? What is it? He says, "What of good against remotes is one thing, right?
Mhm.
And then
Yeah.
good against the living, that's another, right? So
Yeah.
what do you agree with that? Like, have you experienced that? Like, have you?
Yeah.
What? Like,
I've-
where? How?
Indiana Student Union playing Street Fighter with Jerry Porter.
Oh yeah.
When you learn very quickly that playing against AI or like playing against the computer is very different than playing against a really unpredictable opponent. Because Jerry would go in and crush like everybody who played, because Jerry would do really unpredictable things. And they
Yeah.
would always have like a system. And if they played,
Right.
if they just played the game, I do this, these 8 different moves and I'm going to win every game. Whereas Jerry would completely, but that, I mean, it also works sometimes if like a complete neophyte comes in, a novice comes in and just like, bah, 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 and
That's
just,
true.
smashes every button,
It's
because
true.
it's not a pattern, and it's not something
what
you can predict.
Yeah, and I often think about that. Like, why aren't there more fake punts in the NFL?
Yeah.
They should just, forget. There should, fourth down should not just be this punting down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You should, because you always have, the element of surprise. That's what you have. So everybody's, especially like say something in the NFL, it's like, well, everybody's always punt on 4th and 5. You'd never go for it, or rarely. You know what I mean? And so you're like, yeah. So that element of surprise, like in Street Fighter, is a tremendous advantage.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say it was different because then when you go out in the real world and you kick a trash can, a giant turkey doesn't come out. Or anything.
That's hilarious.
In your experience, is there such a thing as luck?
Yeah.
That
seems like a weird statement.
That's a great.
I completely disagree.
Yeah.
That
Great
line has
question.
always bugged me. It sounds like it's supposed to be very, very sage and like a
very
linchpin
profound.
of his belief, but it doesn't. It doesn't make any sense
It
to
doesn't
me
make-
anyway. It doesn't.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, there's absolutely luck, Ben.
Unless he's just like a really dogmatic, like every single thing that happens is by the force.
Well, yeah. Well, that's kind of true. I mean, I think
Like, is he
I don't
as
know
the
if he
Force
says
wills
that
it?
much
See, what's
stuff, but like a
difficult-
lot of Jedi folk do talk like that. Like, oh, it's the will of the Force
Yeah.
wills it.
But see,
whatever.
that
Force
is
willing,
one of
I'll
those
see you
sort
tomorrow.
of, catch-all, like the Lord works in mysterious ways.
Yeah.
And you go,
or that
"Oh."
rock just fell on my foot.
Yeah.
Like I was in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
not that
It
mysterious.
was, well, and you kind of have to be like, well, if that's true, that's one of the. Where's Father David?
I was about to say we need a ruling
Shaking
from
his fist
Father
at his phone.
David. Is there
we need
luck,
it. With,
Father
yeah,
David?
is there
Yeah.
luck? Is it that the Lord works in mysterious ways, and over here we have free will. So
Yeah.
it's like when I have
And-
free will and I'm choosing, is that the Lord working in a mysterious way? Like if I were to choose, if I were to choose to eat like a like sushi over a burrito, to me that's a very mysterious
I just
way.
had a sushi Rito last
Whoa.
week.
Wow,
God,
now
really?
that sounds like
That's
more than
amazing.
luck. And you're
That's
still
if you
you're
choose not to
it was-
decide, you still have made a choice.
It
You
was
Yeah.
don't
sort of
have to choose
disappointing.
between the
Like
sushi and the
my
burrito.
two favorite foods, and it was not a great combination to me.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's too bad.
So
But-
that's what do you where we need a ruling on that. The Lord works in a
Yeah.
mysterious way. You have free will, luck. I think it's
Well, like every single time you lose the lottery, or every time you go to Vegas, like every game you lose is God's will. Every time you win is God's will, or is there an element of chance and luck?
Well, that's like,
In the
with the
universe.
NFL or whatever. Like the team says, like, oh, Jesus is on our side. We did it. And like, Jesus is, is he against the other team? He's
Yes.
not rooting for the other team.
well, I'll tell you, if you're playing the Browns, then Jesus is on your side if your opponent is the
Yeah.
Browns. I mean, hey, they had a great season this year. I'll give them
blessed
that.
are the meek, Jerry.
Yes.
No, they are God's team. Yeah, it's that seems like a really weird line to me, and it's in my experience.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah, which means like he's not actually necessarily saying it as a Jedi thing or as a Force thing. He's like,
Yeah.
oh, you know what? Things seem to work the way they
Maybe.
should or something.
It
Like,
fits Han's character though that he doesn't believe in all this stuff. Basically,
Yeah.
you're the captain of your own life. No one's going to tell you what to do.
Yeah,
Oh.
No, he doesn't have a bunk bed with Chewie.
It is interesting that like the options we're faced with here in this, according to the scene, are either the universe is chaos and there's just luck, or there's no such thing as luck. Like it can't just be like, oh, Luke, you were lucky blocking that thing, or no, there's an all-powerful force that controls everything, including what Luke just did.
I think Han actually has a more nuanced view than either of those binary
Okay.
choices, because he says he's seen a lot of strange things.
Mm-hmm.
So he's not attributing that. It doesn't seem like he's attributing those to luck.
Okay.
It seems like he's saying maybe that things are a lot more nuanced.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know. But and this
like that.
line sounds very indie-like. Like going good against the living. That's something else. Like that sounds like
Yeah.
it could be
Yeah.
Indiana Jones completely.
So what's
It does.
the difference? I mean, how, like, if you know somebody who's great in against in remotes, but then there's somebody who's great against the living, and Han, I assume, is including himself in the latter.
In the living, yeah.
Mhm.
He's like he's good against the living. So
Because
Yeah.
he just shot a living like an hour ago.
yeah,
He shot a bunch of living guys.
he
Yeah.
shot a bunch of So you kind of wonder, like, wherein is the difference?
Mm-hmm.
I guess the guy who's shredding on the in the practice room, but he gets up on stage and like in playing it live, and he he collapses. He just crumbles.
Well, in the practice, and like it maybe at home, he's only playing with a backing track, which is the same every time. But if he's up on stage,
Yeah.
suddenly you introduce different elements that he's not used to.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, Han says good against remotes, so maybe just that remote is not that impressive. Like,
Well, maybe he
set
meant
that thing on 20 and I'll be impressed.
Yeah.
Or something.
Maybe the remotes are actually, that's right. He just means like remote, like it's a remote controlled sparring ball.
Well, that's weird.
Right.
So who's controlling the remote?
It seems like it's a kind of random thing.
The
Like
Force?
just kind of running on whatever, but
But I mean, it's remote seems to imply that there's somebody controlling it somewhere, like remotely controlling it. Like it's not a drone; it's a remote.
oh,
Hmm.
maybe we didn't know the word drone back then.
Yeah, I
or
think we
something?
did. Yeah,
Yeah.
it does. It does though seem. Yeah, I think that was the only word they knew.
It's not right here. It's remote. Right over there.
Is this? To me, this is the greatest line in all of Star Wars. By the way,
Wait, which one?
you've taken your first step into a larger world.
Yeah. Which is crazy. Like Jared just said, like that was the first time that Luke used the Force. Was
Yeah.
right there blocking that shot.
Mhm.
Yeah,
That's really impressive. I mean, it's like a little dumb thing,
yeah,
and but it's huge.
yeah.
It's his first step.
I couldn't believe that line was from Star Wars. Like it sounds like it would be like from Shakespeare. Or something. Like it's
Yeah.
such a
Yeah.
powerful line, momentous line.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. I feel like I use that a lot.
Yeah.
I
mean,
I always
there's a lot of
say,
Star Wars
don't
things.
everybody thank me at once. I mean, that's my favorite.
I love
That's a
that.
legitimately funny line.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have to point those out when they show up.
Like that even Chewie's not
Legitimately
thinking
funny
him.
line.
Like just no one's paying any attention to him.
Yeah.
But that's funny because you can imagine him up there like flying and he's like, oh man, they're gonna be so thankful when I go back there.
Yeah. Boy, did they pick the right ship. They're going to be so excited. Oh, no. The
And he
kid's
goes back and no one even
playing with
knows,
a
no one
remote.
cares. Yeah.
Yeah.
Got a laser
Now,
sword.
she said, not even, where's Chewbacca? Why isn't he even part of it?
Yeah. Chewie, are you impressed? Chewie? Oh, you're playing. Never mind.
Yeah, what's Han been doing all this time actually? Like Chewie's apparently been playing this game for a while.
Yeah, they're deep into that game. I don't know. He's been like just having some alone time, maybe. Like maybe he's always stuck in the cockpit with Chewie because like Chewie just sits there and talks to him the whole time, but now he's got other people to hang out with.
Or do you
So
need
Han's
to
like,
fly
oh my
it?
god, thank God!
Like is
I'm
it something
just
you need to be
sitting here.
flying the whole time?
I don't know. They're in hyperspace, right?
Yeah.
So like I feel like once you're there, you're just kind of coasting.
Oh, you got
till
the
you get where you're
Nava
going.
computer.
You got
Oh,
your
yeah.
Nava computer, which is taking care of everything. You're not going to bounce too close to a supernova. Yeah, I think he's just like just blessed silence for a little bit, just sitting
Yeah.
in the cockpit by himself.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chewie will drive you nuts.
Talk your damn ear off. Forget pulling your arms off. We'll just talk
Yeah.
your ears off.
Oh, but he might be up there like watching like some of those videos that Chewie's dad likes.
Yeah, he's checking out Diane Carroll,
Yeah.
her latest release. If you know what I mean.
We're out of here.